Ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy, Spiritual Master, logging in back again with another video. Yo, listen, man, if this is your first time to the channel, I would like to say welcome to the channel. If you're new, please hit the like and subscribe button for more content. We about to dive into it today, man. It's a beautiful 86 degrees here in sunny Florida. Please, if you're trying to find a vacation spot, please, we welcome you. Me and the birds. Isn't that right, birds? But anyways, I know you see the title of the video, man. We're gonna dive right into it. 5 signs that your third eye is opening. 5 signs that your third eye is already open. We're gonna dive right into it, man. We're gonna be discussing different things you can look for when it comes to your third eye. And how do I know it's opening? Okay. First of all, what is the third eye? Right? The Ajna chakra, or the brow chakra. Right? The seat of the soul. That's what the ancients call it. It's right here in the middle of your forehead. Right? Many ancients, many people in early civilization, in Egypt times, understood of the Great Awakening. Right? The eye of Horus. The ancients call it the seat of the soul. This is the foundation of your existence. This is the foundation of the reason why you're here. This is the foundation of why you're here and how you're here. So how do I know my third eye is opening, Spiritual Master? Can you please tell us? I'm gonna give you 5. Not only am I gonna tell you, I'm gonna give you 5 signs for you to know that your third eye is open. Okay? Boy. Sign number 1. Sign number 1 that your third eye is opening or is opened is your senses begin to change. What do I mean by that? Right? You start to have clairvoyance. You start to see things that aren't really there. You start to see things that aren't really there. For example, let's say you're watching CNN, you're watching the news, and they're giving you a whole bunch of propaganda. You start to see the real meaning behind what they're trying to tell you. What? Ladies and gentlemen, the video just started and the hair on my arm is already standing up. That's the universe. I said you start to see the real meaning behind the propaganda out here in the world. Right? You don't start you begin to see the real meaning behind every single thing in the world. You start to see the real meaning behind the words that people tell you. You start having clairaudience. You start to hear things from people that they didn't utter out of their mouths. I'm gonna repeat that one more time. You begin to hear things that people did not utter out of their mouths. Spiritual Master, am I reading people's minds? Maybe. When your third eye is beginning to open, people, your senses start reaching a different field. You start reaching into the spiritual realm. Your senses no longer remain in the physical dimension. You no longer remain subject to the physical dimension. You are now open to a vast field of coherence. You are now open to a vast field of awareness. You begin to see people's real emotions. You begin to see people real intention, how people really feel about you. Right? You begin to feel other people's emotions. We call this the intuitive empath. When you can just look at a person and feel and understand what they're going through. This can be very dangerous because, Spiritual Master here, I am an intuitive empath. I know other people's pain, and sometimes if you're not careful, you start to attach yourself to their pain. Don't do that. I'm gonna make a separate video about not absorbing people's energy. But when it comes to being an empath, you feel other people's pain. You feel their suffering. okay? You start having a sense for how animals feel. Whenever you're around dogs, whenever you're around cats, you start to know things like when they're hungry or what they're trying to tell you. Even though you can't understand, you start to feel what they're trying to say to you. You start to feel what time it is. There's times where spiritual master is like, it feels like 2 o'clock. I look at the clock and it's 2 o'clock, people. Birds, what you think? Okay? Step 1 is you start to feel different, right? In my early journey of my spiritual awakening, when I knew my third eye was going on, I'm like, something is going on, okay? I don't feel the same, people. I don't feel normal. I don't feel like everybody else. Is spiritual master sick? What is going on with spiritual master? It's like when a woman is pregnant, right? In the beginning, she's like, am I dying? What's going on? No, hun, you're pregnant. Same thing. What's going on with me? Am I dying? No, I got impregnated by the universe. What? So you start to slowly feel different, right? You start to pick up on things. Your dreams become vivid, right? Your dreams, you begin to struggle, you begin to struggle with separating your dreams from real life. Your dreams become so clear that you start to remember it. A lot of times people forget their dreams. When your third eye is opening, you remember them bitches. Okay? Spiritual master, what is sign number 2? What is sign number 2 that my third eye is opening? I'm gonna tell you. You gotta wait. Sign number 2 is you go from believing to knowing. I'm gonna say that again. Sign number 2 that your third eye is opening is you go from believing to knowing. You see, when you believe something, that means you don't know. That means you're going off of other people's words. You're going off of other people's opinions. You're going off of stuff that you read in online or stuff that you read in the Bible. Y'all already, bro, I've said this before in previous videos. In the Bible, there's things that were taken out, important things that was taken out, that was put back in. So a lot of stuff that you read out here, right? You live in a world full of illusions. When your third eye is open, you start to see that you live in a world full of illusions. You start to see that you live in a world that what you see is not what's really there, okay? Science has even said that human beings are practically blind. We only see 0.000.1% of the north magnetic spectrum of visible light. So technically, we're blind. So that tells you that we can't really see what's out here, right? We can't really see. When your third eye is open, you can. You can't see your thoughts leave your head physically with your eyes. But if they have the proper equipment, they can attach the stuff to your head and they can see your thoughts leave in the form of light waves. So that means your thoughts impact the overall whole, the overall collective of the universe. When your third eye is open, you can see that. Right? So you stop believing and then you start knowing. Knowing is a completely different thing. Nobody can tell me about spirituality, right? Because this is not a concept for me. I've experienced it, first-hand experience. When your third eye is beginning to open, you start to experience things firsthand. So now you don't care about debating people. You don't care. You don't want to debate. Isn't that right, birds? You no longer want to debate people because you know without a shadow of a doubt, I know what I experienced. So it's not a debate anymore. You're still trying to believe because you don't know. Believing is not knowing. You're not sure. Do you believe that Savannah is your mom? No, you know she's your mom. You see? There's a difference. Right? Sign number 3. What is sign number 3 that your third eye is opening? Ladies and gentlemen, you start to become very health conscious. Right? When your third eye is opening, you start to be very health conscious. You start to pay attention to everything that you're putting in your mouth. You start to become very aware of overeating. You may go through a period of time where you stop eating meat. You may go through a period of time where you start to understand the sensitivity of all these animals that are being killed for our enjoyment. Right? That may be you. You may be the person that goes vegan for 30 days. You may be the person that goes vegan for a week. You may be the person that decides to be a fruitarian. That's a huge sign that your third eye is opening, right? You start to become very aware of the music you listen to. You start to listen the same music that you used to listen to, all of a sudden it just starts pissing you off for some reason. You're like, why can't I not listen to this song? I love this song. Why can't I be around this person? This person makes me feel like crap. I don't want to be around them. I start getting angry around this person. I don't want to be around them. You start to become very aware of your environment. Birds. The third eye, when it starts to open, your life will never be the same again. Ever since 2020, after the pandemic, when my third eye opened, my life has never been the same. When your third eye begins to open, you start to align yourself with the right people, with the right food, with the right environment, with the right city. You may move. You may start moving cities. You may go to a completely different state. Because you're trying to align with your divine purpose. When your third eye opens, it could be dangerous. Okay? So, third sign, once again, third sign. Y'all following? Third sign. You become very conscious. Spiritual master was vegan for 2 months. Okay? I started to become very aware of my body. My body started to, I don't like this. I can't eat this no more. Right? You become aware. Okay? Sign number 4, ladies and gentlemen, that your third eye is opening. And this is my favorite one. Synchronicities. 1111, 444, 333, 222. You start to see the interconnectedness of every single thing in the world. You start to see how we are all connected. The greatest illusion in the world, the greatest trick that the devil ever played on humanity is to convince you that he's not real. AKA, the greatest trick that the devil has ever played, or that society tries to portray to you, is that we are all separate, is that you are in this alone, is that nobody cares about you, is that everything is separate. No, people. Step 4, that your third eye is opening, is that you start to see that everything is connected. Everyone is connected. You start to see how there's no such thing as a coincidence. You start to see how everything happens for a reason. There is no mistakes. There are no accidents. Everything has a divine purpose. Everything has a divine alignment. You start to see that there's no point for me to fight life. Why fight against the current? I'm gonna start flowing. Because you start to see you're gonna end up where you need to be at anyways, birds. Everything is connected, right? You may go on YouTube, and then there's a song and the song is a man and his 3 dogs, right? 2 seconds later, you look up and there's a man with 3 German shepherds. You see, you start to see how everything is connected. You may be thinking about something like, man, what great timing, man. And then someone over there is playing volleyball, and then they also say, man, what great timing, good serve. You start to see how everything is connected, bro. Synchronicity is literally how the universe, bro, synchronicity is the universe winking at you. What? I said, synchronicity is the universe winking at you. The universe letting you know, hey, man, we're not separate. We are all the same. Everything is the same. Why do you think everyone comes in different shapes and sizes? You have tall people, short people, big people, skinny people, brown people, light people. There's a reason why, because we're all the same. In order for us to experience life from different lenses, from a different perspective, we need to give ourselves the illusion that we're separate. But in reality, we are literally the same thing. So when your third eye begins to open, you start to say, you know what, man, I'm not going to cuss that person out, because that's literally me. That's how you know. You start to become very sensitive towards other people. You start to think twice before you act. That's a big sign, synchronicity. Sign number 5, ladies and gentlemen. Sign number 5. Ooh. Birds, trees, we're doing good. Sign number 5 that your third eye is opening, and this is the most important one, is you have a deep knowing. You have a deep understanding that you are here for a deeper purpose. Ladies and gentlemen, sign number 5 that your third eye is opening is you start to have a deep understanding, a deep knowledge, a deep knowing deep in your core that you are here for a deeper, a higher purpose. You are here for a more meaningful reason. For example, for me, I went from being a manager at a roofing company, being with my lovely girl at the time, my daughter, right? Thinking that life was just going to work, paying bills, and then you retire and then you die. One day I went from that to another day. I'm just like emotional. I'm crying. I'm like, I know there's a higher purpose. I know there's a higher meaning. I know I'm not just here to work. I know I'm not just here to just make somebody else happy. I know I'm here to help people. Oh, my trauma. I have so much trauma. I need to heal from it. I see people struggling with it. If this sounds like you, congratulations, your third eye is opening. You start to understand that you are here for a very deeper, meaningful meaning or meaningful reason. If this is you, congratulations, your third eye is opening or is already opened. Okay? So, be very careful though. I'm gonna make a separate video about why opening your third eye may not be good for you, okay? Never force anything. Like, I don't recommend you taking psychedelics, you taking all these things to force your third eye open. That could be dangerous, okay? You need to gently, smoothly open your third eye, okay? So, man, I really appreciate you guys tuning into this video. This is a very powerful video. I hope it reaches a lot of people because I want you guys to really know, like, you're not crazy, okay? You don't think you're crazy. You're not sick. I mean, I'm not a doctor, right? So if you go to the doctor, get your blood test, take care of yourself. I'm not telling you not to go take care of yourself. But a lot of times you guys think something's wrong with you, and there's nothing wrong. You're just awakening, people. Okay? Your third eye starts to buzz. You start to feel pressure. You start getting headaches. You may struggle to sleep, restlessness, tiredness. Okay? There's a lot of symptoms. You may feel like heaviness, right? Your emotions may be all over the place. Bro, it's like you're pregnant, bro. It's like you're pregnant. Ask a woman what it's like to be pregnant. It's the same symptoms. You may one day you want to eat a whole bunch of, bro, everything in your fridge, right? And then another day you can't eat. You start fasting. So, yeah, man. Third eye. So I really appreciate y'all tuning into the video, man. Like I said before, if this is your first time, welcome. Hit the like and subscribe. I have so many more videos. Spiritual Master, it's been a pleasure. Signing out. Peace.